Again, it's been a while since I've gotten a chance to do this, but what's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal SpazPhoenix, the YWC reality check. I haven't... Fuck, I've been a ghost on YouTube, haven't I? I'm gonna be completely honest, for those of you that have asked, like Fear the Spear, like Deluxe Man, and a couple of other people, thanks for, you know, reaching out and saying hi, by the way. I don't know how much I'm gonna be on this channel. Shit's getting busy, etc, 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 and if any of you have, I don't know, jumped ship and gone over to the No Holds Barred Show channel, which I've been doing with Steph, I don't really know what's going on with that either. It just is what it is, but got some free time and I got some thoughts I want to share with you guys. This is not a predictions video for Money in the Bank. This is not a predictions video for SummerSlam, and it's not me predicting anything that WWE is really going to do. What I'm doing in this video is saying, with what WWE currently has going on right now in the company, this is how, if they did the right things and if they did really, really cool things, this year's Money in the Bank could give us the greatest SummerSlam ever. Now, in the opening pre-show, or the kickoff, or whatever the hell they're calling it now, we have the Shield versus the Usos for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Now, tell me why the WWE Tag Team Championships are on the pre-show. Tell me why the Shield is on the pre-show. I know a lot of people are shitting on the Usos, but at least it's a real tag team going into the tag team title match. And I will give the Shield all the credit in the world for that, for making the Usos look somewhat relevant and somewhat competitive in that division. We know the Usos are going to get squashed. It is what it is. But what I'm going to say is that the Shield could be added to a very, very interesting development when it comes to SummerSlam. SummerSlam, the rumor is, after the Wyatt family debuted and took out Kane, that Kane is going to reach out to The Undertaker, and we're going to get the Wyatt family versus the Brothers of Destruction at SummerSlam. Now, that's half of a good idea, but if The Undertaker comes back to help his brother, to help get rid of the Wyatt family who took him out, are they not then going to switch their focus on to the guys who took The Undertaker out, namely the Shield? Would it not be 10 times more epic to have the Wyatt family with Bray Wyatt in their corner, the Shield with Dean Ambrose in their corner, and, you know, the Brothers of Destruction with, oh, I don't know, maybe somebody like Mick Foley in their corner, have like either a 6-person, or have either a triple threat tag team match or like a 9-man 3-way tag match. That would be fantastic. It would be a great rub for the Wyatt family to get them started off on the right foot. It would really, really show how the Shield act, or continue to act, I should say, with the main event stars of the company. And, you know, everybody's gonna mark if they see The Undertaker at some time other than WrestleMania, so everybody would win. And, you know, if you had those outside, like if Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose, and I said Mick Foley just because I think it would be cool, but anybody you really want, you could have that outside element, that overbook. Like, this would be the chaotic match of SummerSlam. This would be like, you know, the big 7-on-7 match from WrestleMania. It wouldn't be the most technically sound, most, you know, crisp match in the world, but it would bring the chaotic factor to SummerSlam, and I think that would be really, really great. Change our focus to the two matches that people don't really seem to give a shit about at Money in the Bank, and that's Miz versus Axel and Jericho versus Ryback. Now, everybody knows I'm a Miz mark, and Mark Pearson can still suck a dick. I don't think he should win this, obviously. He's been the WWE champion. He's main evented WrestleMania. What does he need with the Intercontinental Championship? But I want, if I'm booking this, I want Axel to win by super, super scheming means, so that the Miz can come out the next night on Raw and be like, you didn't really beat me, I want one more shot. Twist there would be, after Jericho beats Ryback, which I want to happen, but probably won't, Cryback can go, you know, be emo and hug Vicky Guerrero in the back, and Jericho can come out and say, you know what, Miz, you deserve one more shot at the Intercontinental Championship, but hey, I beat him last week on Raw, so do I. Let's make this shit a triple threat match. Miz, Axel, Jericho, triple threat match, Intercontinental Championship, SummerSlam. Book it. AJ versus Caitlyn, and I know people are shitting on this one as well, but you know what? It's the best booked Divas feud we've had in a fuckload of a long time. So you got AJ versus Caitlyn. They had a great match at Payback. I mean, I defy anybody to tell me that their match wasn't great. People are saying that they had to up their game after the last Knockout Standing match that Taryn Terrell and Gail Kim had over in TNA. I don't care. Whatever the reason is, they had a good, like, what, 12, 13-minute match that had selling. It had... I don't want to say hardcore elements to it, but definitely hardcore in the WWE Divas, what they're allowed to do parameters. It's actually got build. It's actually got a story. It's actually got, you know, they did the whole, you know, the whole contract signing thing is very, very cliche, but the fact that they went above and beyond and did a segment like that for a Divas feud, I will definitely take it, because normally you wouldn't get that. You'd get, you know, some random battle royal the Friday before the pay-per-view and just throw out a Divas title match for the hell of it. But this is actually building quite well, and it's involving the rest of the division. So what do I want to see in this one? I want to see either I want to see AJ win cleanly just because Caitlyn's still losing her shit, or I want to see it end in some kind of double DQ, double count out, you know, Donnybrook type fashion, so that we get a third round, you know, feud ending type match, type stipulation match at SummerSlam. Now, what would I like to see? Okay, you know, speaking of Stephanie and my co-host on the No Holds Barred show, apparently she's out drinking tonight, and she just sent me a picture of a delicious drink to remind me that I'm not part of the party. Isn't that awesome? That's not true. Steph is probably one of the most amazing people you will ever meet on or off YouTube. But, be that as it may, so you have a third round, so to speak, stipulation match at SummerSlam. Now, what would I want to see? Would I want to see a last diva standing? Would I want to see a no holds barred, falls count anywhere? Hell, like, take another page out of TNA's handbook. It's like, it's not like they don't take enough out of ours. Have a divas ladder match. Caitlyn and AJ could have an awesome ladder match. You know, do whatever. I mean, we know a couple years ago they tried to do the Divas table match and it was horrible because they had the pink table and the spots were botched. But done properly and done up the way this feud has been done up, you could have a proper Divas, you know, ladder match. Or hell, you know what? Everybody and their mother, I should say, would laugh at me for this. Have a Divas Hell in the Cell. Just saying. Now, if you don't want to go that way, have AJ defeat Caitlyn so soundly that Caitlyn is, you know, emotionally distraught and has to, like, leave for a couple weeks or whatever. Have AJ come out the next night, talk about how she's dominated the whole division, talk about how nobody's beneath her and she's beaten everybody, there's nobody left for her to beat or whatever. There's your perfect opportunity to debut Paige. Have her come out there. Have her, you know, run her down and be like, I've been watching you from NXT. I've been sitting, you know, back on my haunch waiting for my shot. I'm not going to wait anymore. I'm going to take my shot, you and me at SummerSlam, if you think you're really a crazy bitch. Have, you know, crazy versus crazy at SummerSlam. Or if you want to go the whole fucking gambit, throw all three of them in. Caitlyn, AJ, Paige, SummerSlam. Book it. Moving on. And I'm going to talk about the titles and the Money in the Bank matches that go along with those titles at the same time, because that's how it's going to go. What? Really? 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 Anyways. Every time, guys. Every time. You guys know this. You guys that have been watching my channel for a long time know this. If I get on this camera, somebody will text me. Somebody will call me. Love everybody. You guys know that. I don't have ill will towards anybody unless your name is Mark Pearson. But, yeah. So Ziggler versus Del Rio. Now, much as I like Del Rio needs to lose the belt. If Del Rio loses the belt to Ziggler and they want to throw Del Rio into the Intercontinental Triple Threat picture that I spoke about a second ago, make it a Fatal 4-Way, absolutely fantastic. Either way, Ziggler needs to win at Money in the Bank. Just saying. Now, who's the only one that I want to see win the World Heavyweight Championship Money in the Bank ladder match? That would be Dean Ambrose. And here's where you go. And here's where you do a lot of good things. There's only been one guy. There's only ever been one guy in the history of Money in the Bank that has won Money in the Bank and cashed it in the same night. And that was Kane cashing in on Rey Mysterio, which, I mean, it's Kane and Rey Mysterio. Lackluster is lackluster. So have Ambrose win Money in the Bank. I don't want any of the other guys to win. The only other one I could see winning would be Barrett, but I think his time to strike while the iron was hot has passed. As much as I'm a fan of the guy, yeah, people are saying they want Rhodes or Sandow to win, but how believable would it be at this particular point? They've been buried, they've lost to tons of funk. That's all I'll say about that one. Have Ambrose win. Have Ambrose win, sit back with a smile on his face, with the US title in one hand, briefcase in the other hand, and wait until Ziggler wins against Del Rio. Then you have Ziggler beat Del Rio, enjoy his moment in the sun, and get cashed in on by Dean Ambrose the same night. Next night, you have Ziggler come out. You know, this will solidify his face turn because it's a little on the hinge. I mean, I haven't been on here in a while. I love the fact that everybody sort of swapped places. I love that Del Rio's heel again. I love that Punk's a face again. I love that Ziggler's sort of a face for the first time, and everything's kind of up on its ass. Really, really cool. If I had been here more, I would have talked about that more, but that's another topic for another video. Have Ziggler come out, have him cut like a heartfelt promo about how the first time he won the title, it was stripped off him the same night, you know, bring up the whole Vicky Edge stuff, bring up the second time he won, you know, he didn't really get to enjoy it because he had a concussion and he had to be away from what he loves to do, and then he won at Money in the Bank and it was taken away from him by this evil Ambrose. Then you get some kind of... It wouldn't be a regular match, I swear. It would be, again, it would be one of those things where it would be like a last man standing or just a straight up hardcore match or whatever between Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler for the World Heavyweight Championship. I can't really, for a SmackDown feud, and I mean, let's be honest, there's no real brand split anymore, but this is still the SmackDown Money in the Bank. It's blue, for fuck's sake. For a SmackDown main event at SummerSlam, you know it's not going to main event the show, so the standards aren't quite as high, but I mean, Ambrose versus Ziggler. And the thing is, when Dean Ambrose came out to respond to the challenge, the very first thing he would do would come out with the briefcase, with the World Heavyweight title, and with the US title, with a garbage can, look at the US title one last time and be like, I don't need this piece of garbage anymore, toss that in the garbage, hold the World Heavyweight Championship up high, and guess what? We don't have any more US title to laugh at. Everybody wins. Now, Cena versus Henry. Cena versus Henry, let me talk about this for a second. I don't want Mark Henry to win. Alright, give it to me. Give it to me. Big shock and awe, I know. I hate Cena. My opinion of Cena hasn't changed one bit. My respect for Mark Henry has grown by leaps and bounds. But now, why do I not want him to win the championship? I don't want him to win the championship because whoever wins this championship is going to be quick fodder for whoever wins Money in the Bank. And I don't want Mark Henry, when he gets his well-deserved WWE championship run, to be quick fodder for the next guy. The other thing is when I get to who I want to win Money in the Bank, you'll see why I want them to go against Cena instead. Now, look at the people in the Money in the Bank ladder match, the All-Star. Let me take a second and tell you what I think about this whole All-Star thing. I've said for years and years and years and years and years that the WWE title is leaps and bounds above the World Heavyweight Championship. They are not equal in any way, shape, or form. The World title, as we see it now, has only existed for 10 years. It is only slightly more valuable than the Intercontinental Championship, and that's not really saying very much, is it? I mean, Jack Swagger held the World Heavyweight Championship. Let's keep that in mind. But, I mean, they've got Mid-Card Mania in the SmackDown World Heavyweight Championship Money in the Bank ladder match, and it's a bunch of mid-carders going for that title. It's a bunch of A-gamers, whether I like them or not, going for the WWE Championship. I can speak, I swear. Wow, I haven't gotten to say that one in a while. Shout out to James. That, if anything, shows you what WWE thinks of those two titles. But everybody in this match, Sheamus, I could take or leave, but I mean, Kane's not in the match anymore, which is fine. Orton, Bryan, Punk, Christian, I'm forgetting. Oh, Rob Van Dam's coming back. Let's be honest, Rob Van Dam's not going to win. They're not going to bring him up straight from TNA and give him a WWE title shot. It's just not going to happen. Sheamus doesn't need it. If Sheamus wins, I will be really, really pissed. Orton, I said this for those of you that are on the Breakers group on Facebook. I said this the other day. I would love to see Orton win only because there's very few feuds that John Cena has been involved in that I actually gave a shit about. John Cena versus Randy Orton was one of them. I mean, Cena versus Edge was one of them. Cena versus Punk was, you know, obviously the most prominent one. But Cena versus Orton was good, and I wouldn't mind them at this point. Because John Cena is going to dominate the field no matter what, I wouldn't mind them revisiting the Cena-Orton feud. But it's not going to happen, let's be honest. So, living within reality, I want the Money in the Bank ladder match to come down between Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. Oh, I sound like such an internet mark, but it's true. Now, if it comes down between Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, we know what's going to happen. Brock Lesnar's going to come down, fuck him up. Daniel Bryan will win, it'll be awesome. Now, here's what happens. Quick, easy, you know, Wrestling 101 booking says CM Punk comes out the next night all pissed off, challenges Brock Lesnar to a match at SummerSlam. we have a match. We have a match that's a hell of a lot better than the perfect storm that we got last year at SummerSlam. I'm a Triple H fan, but Punk versus Lesnar is a match that a lot more people want to see. Oh, yes. But then you have Cena come out, talk about how he overcame all the odds and he lifted up Mark Henry for the millionth time and hustle, loyalty, and respect and da-da-da-da. And then you have Daniel Bryan come out with the briefcase and counteract John Cena's respect promo. You know, he could come out and say something as simple as, John, I can see right through you. I know just like everybody else, you think I'm the weak link. You don't respect me, so don't come out here and preach about respect. Then you have a cash-in announced. A respectable 1 month build to an announced cash-in SummerSlam. Daniel Bryan versus John Cena. And this is the other reason I didn't want Mark Henry to win. A, because I didn't want Mark Henry to just be fodder for the next guy, and B, because if Daniel Bryan is going to win his first WWE Championship, probably by submission, I want to see Cena tap out. Would I love to see him get absolutely destroyed by Mark Henry and then have Daniel Bryan take the belt off Mark Henry? Sure, because Daniel Bryan obviously deserves it. But I really want to cut out the middleman, and I really want to see friggin' Daniel Bryan just take John Cena's arm right out of its socket and take the title along with it. Oh, yes. So, in theory, in closing, I've rambled on for like 15 minutes now. I haven't talked to you guys in a while, so I hope you guys have stayed with me this far. With what WWE has on their plate right now, we could have a SummerSlam that consists of the Brothers of Destruction versus the Shield versus the Wyatt family. We could have Miz versus Curtis Axel versus Chris Jericho and possibly Alberto Del Rio, triple threat or fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship. We could have a women's ladder match, AJ versus Caitlyn versus Paige. We could have Ambrose versus Ziggler in a hardcore match. We could have CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar closing the show, obviously, and we could have Daniel Bryan gaining his first WWE Championship at the behest of John Cena. And there would be much rejoicing, yes, on the internet. But you know what? If you're not on the internet, you're not watching this video, are you? Anyways, guys, it's been cool. It's great to get up here and talk to you guys again. Like I say, I really don't know when shit's gonna happen here. I don't know when shit's gonna happen on the No Holds Barred show. I really don't know at this point. I know a lot of, not a lot, but a good, small, supportive handful of you have been asking, you know, hey, when are you coming back? Hey, when are you and Steph coming back? All I can say is I really don't know at this point. I really don't. Not that I don't care, not that I'm still not watching people. I mean, guys, go check out the people that I always talk about. Go check out Deluxeman. Go check out Deluxeman and Preston's other channel, the Wrestling Paradise channel. Go check out the British Fist. Go check out, I don't know, Regina. Go check out Heather. Go check out, you know, all those people, because they're still cranking really, really good shit out. I will be here, like I say, when my situation is a little less hectic, a little less busy, a little more certain. I will come up here like I'm doing tonight when I have something to say, point blank. But as far as getting back to either my Raw reviews and pay-per-view reviews or the No Holds Barred show reviews, I just really don't know. But I really wanted to take the time before I finish up to say thank you to all the guys and girls out there that have supported this channel forever, seemingly. You guys are all great. For those of you that jump ship over to the other channel as well, twice as appreciated. If you want to hear from me, or you want to see me, or you want to, you know, converse with wrestling about me, go over to not YouTube, go over to Facebook, facebook.com/ what the fuck is the link? Give me 5 seconds. If I can't think of the link, I'll put it down in the box below, but it's facebook.com/groups/breakers of the fourth wall. That is the Facebook group that Steph and I host over there. You want good conversation, a whole lot of great wrestling fans. Fear the Spear is there, Nature Girl 30 is there, NJ from the British Fist is there, Emo Kitty Cat with a bunch of X's and O's is there, I'm there, Steph's there. We're around. It's just shit's not getting made right now. Anyways, put your thoughts for Money in the Bank, put your thoughts for the build to SummerSlam, or what you would like to see at SummerSlam. If you have a fantasy card or anything like that, you want to make a response to this video, go for it. Get some conversation going. That's what YouTube is for. But I don't know when it'll be, but until next, guys, subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation. Keep all of my conversations going. Don't be a stranger. Talk to each and every last one of you later. But for right now, I am tagging out. Have a good one, guys.